There are things in this world that simply should not be touched. Forces older than any of us, things that were around long before any church, any preacher, or even the laws of man came into being. I learned that lesson the hard way, and it is a warning I have spent my life trying to pass on. I wasn't always an exorcist, you know. No, I started out like any other preacher. I gave sermons on Sundays, visited the sick on Thursdays, and called it a good week if I had done my part to remind people of God's grace. But over time, I became more than that. I became, how do I put it? A soldier, I suppose. A man who steps into the darkness to rescue those who are caught in its traps. Most of the time, people don't seek me out unless they have no other choice. People come knocking on my door when they see things that don't fit into their organized worldview. Shadows that whisper, dreams that bleed into their waking hours, and horrors that only a broken soul can summon. One of these women came to me years ago. Her name was Laura. She was a kind, quiet woman, a single mother with only one son, and the way she told it, her life was her son. His name was Bobby. Only 17 years old, a boy with his whole future ahead of him. Laura told me that Bobby had been a good boy. He helped his mother around the house, got good grades in school, and even worked part-time at the grocery store to help pay the bills. Then one night, it all came to an end. Bobby was walking home from work, just a few blocks from his house, when a scoundrel, a thug, decided to take his life. He killed him in cold blood for the few dollars he had in his pocket. This is the kind of pain that can shatter a soul, that can make you question everything you thought you knew about life. Laura was a wreck when she came to me, and I could tell, just by looking at her, that she was hanging on to her sanity by a thread. I knew I had to be careful with this, to tread carefully. But what she said to me next, well, that's when I knew things were about to get dark, very dark. Laura, you see, was not content to just cry and mourn. She was filled with a rage I had rarely seen before, a mother's rage. She wanted justice, of course, but more than that, she wanted revenge. And when the law failed her, when the man who killed her son got away with it, she turned to a different kind of justice. One I have been warning against for as long as I have breath in my body. She turned to something older, something much darker. She went to see a woman known around here as the Seven-Stabbed Witch. She'd heard of her, rumors, mostly. She's a woman who lives on the outskirts of town, someone people only visit under cover of night. People say she has a knack for things most people would rather not believe in. Spells, curses, spells meant to bring ruin. And Laura, broken as she was, decided she would take her pain and trade it for something much darker than any revenge could satisfy. You see, revenge has a way of darkening a person's soul, twisting what's left of them until they're almost unrecognizable. But when you involve forces from the other side, well, it's like adding fuel to a fire that's already burning out of control. She went to 7 Stabs, and the woman told her about a ritual, a spell, one that would make her son's killer suffer, haunt him until he lost every piece of himself. Laura said the ritual involved blood, animal blood, bones, and something personal to the killer. I don't know how she got it, but she did. She took those things, did as 7 Stabs instructed, and cast her curse on the man. And for a time, she felt powerful, like justice was finally hers. But what Laura didn't realize was that when you summon the darkness, it doesn't go away when you're done. No, it leaves a stain, a mark that lingers. A few weeks passed, and sure enough, her son's killer started complaining. He'd show up at the bar talking about voices, whispers in the dark, calling his name. People said he looked like he hadn't slept in days, like he'd seen things none of us should see. But Laura, she thought this was her victory. She told herself it was justice. But then the hauntings began for her, too. Late at night, she would wake feeling as if there were eyes on her, shadowy figures lurking outside her window. and in the still of the night, she would hear the faintest sound of Bobby's voice, calling out to her, not the voice of her happy, innocent boy, but something distorted, full of sadness and pain, as if he were begging for peace. She knew then that she had gone too far, that the darkness she had summoned had returned to claim its due. Some of you may think you know what it's like to grieve, to lose someone so close to you that you would do anything to see justice served. But there are some roads you just don't take. There are some choices you can never undo. Laura, she learned that too late, and when she finally came to me, I could tell she was already lost, haunted by things she could never escape. When she came to me, all I could do was listen to the horror she had unleashed, the spirits she had called upon to bring down a man who had wronged her. And if you will stay with me, I will tell you how we faced those spirits together, how we tried to break the chains she had been bound by. But let this serve as a warning before we go any further. There are things in this world that do not care about justice, or right, or wrong. There are things that only want to destroy. So let me tell you Laura's story, and let it be a lesson. When you call upon the darkness, you may get what you ask for, but you will never be able to give it back. When Laura first came to me, she was already in a bad way. It was the middle of the night, her eyes darting around as if she was seeing things I couldn't. Her clothes were disheveled, her face empty, as if whatever spirit she had left had been drained out of her. And when she began to speak, her voice barely a whisper, I knew she wasn't talking about sadness anymore. She was talking about fear. Pastor, she said, barely able to look me in the eye, I think I made a mistake. I just wanted him to feel what I felt. I wanted him to pay for what he did to Bobby. But now it's like he's taken something from me too. I sat her down, gave her a glass of water to steady her hands. But I could see that this was more than she was ready to face. She was shaking from the inside out. Whatever she had summoned, whatever curse the seven-stab witch had taught her, had left a mark on her soul. And it was beginning to eat away at her, little by little. As Laura told her story, I felt a chill run down my spine, as if the very memory of those events were drawing the darkness closer. She spoke of strange things, whispers echoing in the dead of night, shadows that seemed to move on their own, faces in the dark that she would recognize, and worst of all, the sense of her son's presence, distorted and wrong. It wasn't a memory, it wasn't a ghost. No, she described it as if he were alive and yet not, as if the part of him that remained had been tainted by her actions, by the ritual she had performed. She told me about her first night of the hauntings, about how she felt something touch her shoulder while she slept, only to wake up and find no one there. It was a gentle touch, like Bobby's hand when he'd come to wake her in the morning as a child, but this touch, it was cold, lifeless. She tried to ignore it, but the next night the sensation returned. This time she could hear his voice, faint, whispering her name. Mommy, Mommy, help me. It was like he was trapped, like he was calling to her from somewhere she couldn't escape. And the longer she ignored him, the worse it got. The voice grew louder every night, until one night she swore she saw his face, pale, bruised, contorted in pain, appearing outside the window. She tried to reach for him, but all she felt was the cold glass beneath her hand, and then he was gone, leaving her with nothing but a deep sense of dread and emptiness in her soul. That was when she went back to the 7 Knives Witch, begging the woman to make it stop. But you don't lift a curse like that, no, not after you've triggered it. 7 Knives told her that what she was seeing was the price she would have to pay, a debt to the darkness she had summoned. The witch said she could offer her something to ease the visions, but that there would always be a trace, a scar on her spirit that she would never shake. But Laura couldn't accept that. She demanded that the curse be lifted completely, that her son's spirit be left alone. 7 Knives Out told her it wasn't that simple. She told Laura that once you invite darkness into your soul, it takes root. It spreads, taking hold of you more and more until you're trapped in it, tied to whatever forces you've summoned. And Laura, well, she panicked. She wasn't ready to accept that she'd gone too far, that the same curse she'd called down on her son's killer was now ensnaring her, binding her to that man in a way she'd never wanted. Laura's nights grew darker, her mind plagued by visions that followed her even in the daylight. She saw Bobby out of the corner of her eye, glimpsed his broken, tormented face in reflections, always watching her, always close enough to touch but just out of reach. She couldn't sleep, couldn't think straight. It was like a fever that wouldn't break, and her body began to waste away as she was haunted by her own actions. Finally, in her desperation, she turned to me. She begged me to help her, to save her soul and free her son. But I knew this would be no easy task. We were dealing with something much darker than a restless spirit. This was a binding, a curse that had taken root, that held her captive, twisting her son's spirit into a pawn in its own punishment. We went back to the place where she had performed that ritual, back to the place where she had buried those cursed items, bones, blood, hair, and all. I had my Bible, my holy water, and the old book of exorcisms that I had memorized by heart. And as we began to pray, I felt the air grow heavy, thick as if the devil's own breath was hovering over us. Laura knelt beside me, sobbing as she clutched the cross I had given her. She whispered her son's name over and over, her voice breaking with each word. "Bobby, Bobby, I'm sorry. It's Mommy, I'm sorry." But as I spoke the words of cleansing, as I tried to break the binding spell, I felt sacred words, mocking our attempts to sever their hold. That's when we heard it, the voice, louder than ever, cutting through the darkness like a knife. It wasn't her son's voice anymore. It was a distorted, monstrous thing, full of anger and anguish. "Mommy, why did you do this to me?" It said, its tone filled with a sadness so deep it seemed to penetrate our bones. Laura fell to the floor, clutching her ears, trying to drown out the sound. I kept praying, louder, harder, but the shadows around us began to move, twisting and shaping into figures that loomed over her as if to drag her down into the pit of her own despair. I could see faces, twisted, angry, agonized faces, and in the midst of them, the face of her boy stared back at her, filled with a hollow, soul-piercing pain. At that moment, I felt something grab my shoulder, cold, unnatural. And there, standing just a foot away, was Bobby, or what was left of him. His face was contorted, his mouth open in a silent scream, his eyes full of betrayal. He reached out, and Laura tried to grab his hand, begging for forgiveness, but her touch passed right through him, as if he were nothing but mist. I held up my Bible, reciting the scriptures until my throat was sore. The spirits recoiled, screaming as if they were being burned by the words. The air filled with a stench, a foul mix of rot, sulfur, and rotting flesh, a reminder of where these entities truly came from. And finally, I heard a snap, like chains breaking, and the darkness began to dissipate. The shadows disappeared, the voices fell silent. But when I looked down, Laura was lying on the ground, barely breathing, her face as pale as death itself. Laura was freed, but at a cost. You don't deal with people like the 7-stabbed witch without paying a price. She was drained of her spirit, left empty, her soul scarred, and Bobby, well, he was gone. Whatever part of him had been entangled in that curse was ripped away, lost to the darkness forever. Laura never truly recovered. She wandered the town like a ghost, eyes empty, her spirit shattered by what she had done. That night, I learned something I will never forget. You don't summon darkness and expect to come out unscathed. You don't make a deal with evil and keep your soul intact. Laura's story is a reminder of that, a warning to each of you listening. No matter how deep your pain, no matter how strong your need for revenge, there are forces in this world that should not be touched. And once you let them in, they will take everything from you. Your family, your peace, your very soul. I remember that night like it was yesterday. The air was thick with a kind of heaviness that weighed on the soul. Laura begged me to help her. And though I knew the risks, I couldn't turn her away. We agreed to meet at her house, the place where the hauntings were worst. When I stepped onto her porch, the wooden boards creaked beneath my feet, echoing in the stillness of the night. The house was silent. I knocked on the door, and it slowly opened, revealing Laura's pale face on the other side. Her eyes were sunken, dark circles under them, and her hands trembled as she clutched a worn piece of cloth. "Thank you for coming," she whispered, her voice barely audible. I nodded and stepped inside. The moment I crossed the threshold, I felt it, a chill that seeped into my bones. The house was cold, colder than it should have been, and the faint smell of decay hung in the air. Candles were lit in every corner, casting flickering shadows that danced along the walls. "He's here," she said, her eyes darting around nervously. "Bobby's here, but it's not him, it's something else." I set my bag on the floor and took out my Bible, its leather worn from years of use. "We will free you," I assured her, "but you have to be strong. What we're about to do won't be easy." She nodded, tears welling in her eyes. "I just want my boy to rest. I didn't want any of this to happen." We moved to the center of the living room, and I began to arrange the items I had brought: holy water, a crucifix, and a small bottle of anointing oil. I instructed Laura to sit across from me and hold the crucifix tightly. I closed my eyes and began to pray, reciting verses that were meant to cleanse and protect. As the words fell from my lips, a low humming sound began to fill the room. It started softly, but grew louder, vibrating through the floorboards and shaking the windows. "Did you hear that?" Laura's voice trembled. "Stay focused," I told her, raising my voice above the growing noise. But truth be told, the sound disturbed me too. It was unlike anything I'd ever heard before, a chorus of whispers and moans, as if countless voices were trying to break through to the other side. Suddenly, the candles flickered violently before all at once going out, plunging the room into darkness. Laura gasped, and I heard her approach me. "Epaminondas, what's going on?" she shouted. Before I could respond, a cold wind swept through the room, carrying with it the stench of sulfur and decay. The shadows along the walls began to twist and contort, forming shapes that defied explanation. Faces appeared, distorted, anguished faces that stared at us with empty eyes. "Mommy," a voice cried out, thin and distorted. "Why did you leave me?" Laura's breath hitched. "Bobby, is that you?" A figure materialized before us, a dark silhouette of a boy, features obscured by shadow. His form flickered like a flickering flame. "Help me, Mommy," the voice pleaded, echoing from every direction. Laura reached out a shaking hand. "I'm here, baby. I'm sorry." "No!" I grabbed her arm. "It's not him. It's a trick." She pulled away from me, desperation overcoming caution. "No, it's my son. I have to help him." The figure's head snapped toward me, and though I couldn't see his eyes, I felt his gaze bore into me. "You can't save her," he hissed, his voice now deep and demonic. I stood up, holding the crucifix. "In the name of the Lord, I command you to leave this place." A shrill laugh erupted, reverberating through the room. The walls began to shake, pictures falling and shattering on the floor. The entity grew larger, shadows swirling around it like a storm. "She's ours," he growled. "She called us, and now she's going to pay the price." Laura fell to her knees, sobbing uncontrollably. "Please take me. Let my son go." I placed myself between her and the apparition, reciting every rite of exorcism I knew. By the power of Christ, be gone! The entity screamed, a sound so unearthly it made my blood run cold. It lunged forward, and a force hit me square in the chest, knocking me backward. I hit the ground so hard that I was knocked out of breath. "Epaminondas!" Laura shouted. I struggled to my feet, panting. The entity was closing in on her, its shadowy limbs reaching out. In that moment, I knew I had to act fast. I picked up the vial of holy water and threw its contents toward the figure. "The Lord rebukes you!" The drops hissed upon contact and with the entity. She recoiled, emitting a howl of rage. Using the distraction, I rushed to Laura's side. "We have to finish this together," I told her. "You need to let go of the darkness you've summoned." She looked at me, tears streaming down her face. I renounce everything." "Then say it," I insisted. "Say the words." She clasped her hands together, her voice shaky but resolute. "I reject the darkness. I regret what I have done. Lord, please forgive me." The house shook violently, the walls cracking as the entity struggled. "No, it's linked to us." I joined her in prayer, our voices rising above the chaos. "Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil." The entity screamed louder, its form beginning to fracture. Light, pure and blinding, burst from the crucifix in Laura's hands, engulfing the room. "Leave her," I ordered one last time. "In the name of Almighty God, go away." With a deafening roar, the entity exploded into a cloud of dark mist, which dissipated into nothingness. The house fell silent, the oppressive weight lifting as if a storm had passed. Laura fell into my arms, sobbing, but alive. The shadows receded, and the temperature began to rise, heat returning to the space. "It's over," I whispered in relief. "You're free." She looked at me, her eyes full of sadness and gratitude. "But what about Bobby?" I gave him a solemn nod. "He is at peace now. You freed him." She closed her eyes, clutching the crucifix to her chest. "Thank you," she murmured. When we left the house, the first light of dawn was breaking over the horizon. The nightmare was over, but the consequences of her actions would remain. Laura would have to live with the memory of what she had done, but she had a chance to heal, to seek forgiveness, and find redemption. I walked her to a nearby shelter where she could rest and receive care. Before I left, she took my hand. "Epaminondas, how can I repay you?" she asked. "Live a good life," I replied. "Honor your son's memory not with revenge, but with love. That is all the payment I need." She nodded, a faint smile touching her lips for the first time. "I will." As I walked away, the weight of the night's events settled over me. I had faced darkness before, but this was different. A stark reminder of the dangers that come when one invites evil into one's heart. That night reinforced what I've always known. The battle against darkness isn't just about confronting external evils. It's also about facing the shadows within ourselves. Laura's grief led her down a path of destruction, one that nearly consumed her completely. I share this story not to scare you, but to warn you. Revenge may offer a momentary sense of justice, but it is a hollow victory that can cost you everything. There are forces at work in this world that are eager to exploit our weaknesses, to turn our deepest sorrows into instruments of ruin. So I implore you, if you find yourself teetering on the edge of despair, reach for the light. Reach out to those who can guide you back from the brink. Because once you step into the shadows, you may find it nearly impossible to return. Remember, the strongest weapon we have against darkness is not revenge, but forgiveness. It is the hardest path to take, but it is the only one that leads to true peace. For today, my loves, if you like this story, leave your like, subscribe to the channel and activate the bell so that YouTube notifies you of new stories and recommends it to more people who may be in the darkness and in need of light. Tomorrow, I'll be back with another soul-chilling story. May God bless and keep you all of you.